Hey, what's up, everyone? It's me, Eddie, back in like 2 weeks, I guess. Man, it's been. Sorry, I had kind of had a Thanksgiving break over a while, so I honestly couldn't record any new videos. But that's beside the point. Anyways, one of my first videos on this channel that I released to the public was about Star Wars, and you see, I kind of rewatched the video a couple days ago, some time ago, and I kind of wanted to make some amendments to the whole story. So basically, what I described right now was Episode 7. Episode 8, I'm like, my own little quote-unquote fan fiction or whatever you want to call it. Still kind of in the works right now. I'm not exactly sure how it'll turn out. So I just sort of decided to fix Episode 7 because I think I didn't fix it enough. First thing I would change would probably be the name. Because you see, Episode 1 is called The Phantom Menace, correct? Episode 4 is called A New Hope. It's a noun. In other words, we have a phantom menace, a menace that is a phantom. Adjective, noun. A new hope, a hope that is new. So logically speaking, if we are to maintain the same sort of pattern that episodes 1 and 4 kept, we would have to call it, using the same words obviously, we would have to call it something like the Awakened Force. Problem is that does kind of sound a little ridiculous. I feel like a more interesting title that I have would be The Journey of the Wills. This is what George Lucas actually intends to call some of his movies. It was like his own personal plans. The Journey of the Wills. The problem is Disney kind of rejected it, so... And besides, I might use it for the... I might use it for some of the later episodes. I don't feel like this... I don't feel like it's quite fit for this episode, so I'm just going to leave it at that for now. An Awakened Force. It sounds a little stupid, but hey, I'm bad at naming things. Better than the other guy, though. Ha ha ha. Take that, Disney. So mean. Anyways. Alright, so what else is there? Oh, right. The attack on a Starkiller base. Basically, what I described was kind of a... Well, basically, I sort of described an attack on Starkiller base. The only thing is, I kind of thought that kind of felt too much like, what do you call it? The actual Force Awakens. I had a more interesting idea. And that would be, what if, instead of, just get rid of Starkiller base. You remember how I said I was just going to rip some certain things out of Legends and place them there? Well, you see, there's this thing in the Old Republic called the Star Forge. And this is where the things start to come into play. You see, I've actually created somewhat of a backstory for Snoke. I think it's a pretty interesting one, personally. But anyways, so the point is, the Star Forge is right there. Star Forge, and basically this could also explain some of the BS, like how does the First Order have so many ships and stuff? Well, if you know anything about the Old Republic, this is exactly what the Star Forge is. It's not a super weapon that can destroy planets. I suppose we could just replace the whole planet-killing ship, planet-killing space station with a planet-killing ship. So if you think about it, something like the yeah, there was something called the Conqueror, also in Legends, which is basically just a Star Destroyer with a super laser. You could do something like that. It's a dozen ships, each with their own super laser, kind of works like the Death Star, beams together. So we just have to destroy all the ships, and that is where the climax is going to take place. The First Order built that, attached it onto the Star Forge or whatever. I don't know. Or who knows? Maybe you could just cut out the whole Hosnian Prime destruction scene. We actually don't need that anyway. The whole reason that was in the movie was just to wipe away the New Republic, and considering that, in my plan, the New Republic is actually the major force, it is the main fighting force of the good guys, I figure we might not exactly have a need for the whole destruction. What else is there? Right, Star Forge. So this is kind of an explanation. How does the First Order have so many ships and stuff? It's quite simple. It's because of the Starforge. They use the Starforge. The Starforge is basically just a giant factory. It goes to the sun, kind of like how Starkiller Base did, sucks out the sun, and uses its materials to create ships, like weapons, material, armor, all that stuff. So we might have the Starforge, and we might showcase an assault on the Starforge. Everything goes as usual. Everyone, Han, and yeah, everyone liked that. Everyone, there's an assault team. Finn, Han, the Millennium Falcon uses the cloaking device I mentioned back in the other video. You should go check the other video out in case. I should have mentioned that in the beginning, actually. Okay, anyways, yeah, so the Millennium Falcon is sent in, cloaking device, deactivates a bunch of tractor beams, whatnot. And a New Republic fleet, the reserve fleet, goes in, and basically they attack they attack the station. They're supposed to, Han, Finn, and Chewie. Those guys are supposed to go and rescue Rey and get out of there. And then once plant in a bunch of explosives inside, blow it up from the inside so the ships can attack the core of the base, or at least that's the plan. So the issue, well, not like the issue with the story, but the problem is, as I've said, Han, yes, he does have to end up dying, sadly. You know, the story's got to rhyme, you know. I've already sort of explained that. I did find somewhat of a way around the whole, because, you know, I really do want, like, Harrison, like Han Solo, Princess Leia, and Luke to be able to, like, meet up in this meet up in sort of meet up. It's a little complicated, and I'll actually probably mention that in episode 8. It involves Han coming back somewhat as a Force ghost, and I know a lot of you are out there like, wait, aren't only Force users allowed to become Force ghosts? No, I'm just gonna put it at that. No, because you know the Force isn't just about it's not the Force is not this exclusive club that only Force sensitives can join. Like, sure, only Force sensitives can use the Force, but that doesn't mean people aren't part of the Force. I might go more into detail about that in a later video. Like, if I made episode 7 or even episode 8, maybe I'll explain it there, what the Force is exactly, and just my personal interpretations of it and how I think it should have been interpreted. But anyways, what else is there? Right, Han dies. Rey manages to escape, but the attack fails. It fails horrendously. It doesn't fail as horrendously as because here's a bit of exposition that'll be someone's gonna make a. You remember during that first scene where the Corvette is heading towards Jakku or whatever. There's gonna be like a little snide remark about like the New Republic fleet going in there to destroy the Starforge and failing. So that's what they went in for. They went in to destroy the Starforge. The best general had been replaced. He'd been sent away. The best general of the Republic, he's been sent away. Some other guy took over, foolishly attacked the base, and just got absolutely destroyed. And the reserve fleet commits the same mistake. They attack the Starforge, and they get utterly defeated because the defenses on that thing are just way too strong. But they do manage to get Rey out. But a lot of people die. So, I feel like this is going to be a difference from the other movies. It does end on a more bitter tone, but there's still a hope for the galaxy, like a hope, because they do manage to find the map to Luke and all, and and the movie ends, I believe, somewhat of the same way as the actual Force Awakens. Rey goes there, finds Luke, and they're like wondering what has led Luke here? Like, why? Why is he on this island? Hint, hint. It's not because he's a grumpy old man. It's more to it than that. So I think that's the gist of it. I don't think I think I've mentioned a lot of things. I don't think I've mentioned everything yet because there's the Luke's Jedi Academy. Like, they exist. I just want you to keep that in mind. They still exist. Like, they're just not, you know... Like, they're just not shown on screen yet. So, yeah. I don't think there's much more to add. That seems pretty good to me. Those are all the little amendments I'd make. Maybe I'll make an episode, one about Episode 8 someday. Actually, I probably will, but suppose that's for another time. Well, yeah, I think that's kind of it. It's all the amendments. Well, I suppose this is a little awkward place to take off. If you haven't seen the original video, you should go check it out right now. You probably don't understand what I'm saying at all. So yeah, I guess that does it for this video. Yeah. Like, subscribe, you know, your typical YouTube stuff, because if I don't say that, you're not going to like or subscribe. Do it now, or else I'm going to delete your Fortnite account. You know? Totally not ripping off of Mr. Beast, by the way. Well, yeah. It's all good. Sky's up, everyone, and you guys are awesome. See you all in the next video.